Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Dave from mygunvalues.com. Today we're going to do something a little different than my normal procedure here. We are going to, you're not going to have to stare at my ugly mug, probably help views. So anyway, we've been having a lot of requests for European firearms on the website. And we don't have a lot of European firearms on there. I mean, we have some. But a lot of European gun makers were never imported into this country. They were war bringbacks. They're very, very, very difficult to, to try to put a value on because they didn't build any two the same. The few that did build things the same didn't catalog anything, so it's very tough to know what they built and when. So what we'll get, like I had a few weeks ago, I had a lady who sent me a request for several different high-end Italian shotguns. Didn't send me any pictures, didn't send me anything other than the name of the maker and the gauge, and that was about it. Folks, if you need a custom appraisal, if it's not on the website, hey, I'm more than happy to help you out. And you'd get one with your paid membership to mygunvalues.com for free. And there will be, the website upgrade is almost done. It should be posted in July. And we will be charging $9.99 for custom appraisals after the first one for paying members, or $9.99 per gun if you are not a paying member, because it does take time to track this information down. So I thought what I'd do is I'd grab the closest thing I had to a European firearm in question, and we would discuss it. Now this gun, I've actually never fired it. Go figure, I have a few of these. Just the deal was too good to pass up. And you'll notice we have we're going to have a superimposed picture on the screen here because I cannot focus the camera in close enough to get good pictures of this stuff as I talk about it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to discuss proof marks. A lot of these European guns don't even have a name on them. So it becomes impossible to identify them without knowing something of proof marks. So, without further ado, what we have here, you come roll it around, you'll see the FN in a circle there. That is Fabrique Nationale, Belgian gun conglomerate. Today they own Winchester, the Winchester brand name, and they also own the Browning brand name. So anyway, it's a Mauser action. If you look right here, it's dated 1951. So go back in history, you're just coming out of World War II. You were already tooled up to make the Mauser for the Germans because Belgium wasn't freed until mid-1944. So they continued to make Mauser 98 actions, but they put them out for sporter cartridges. If you look right here, you'll see it says 257 Rob caliber. That's short for 257 Roberts. You'll notice it doesn't say Roberts plus P, which a lot of the ammunition does today. A Mauser 98 action should be able to handle plus P pressure, no problems, but have your gunsmith look at your gun before you decide to do that. So, typical Mauser, we've got the wing safety back here. We are empty. Come on. There we go. This one, it hasn't been worked a lot. So you've got the wing safety that's just a trigger disconnect on this version. So what I wanted to get into are the proof marks that are right here on the barrel and on the receiver. For those of you who are sitting here going, what's a proof mark? American gun manufacturers aren't required to do it. European manufacturers have to do what they call proof a weapon, meaning you got to prove that this weapon's safe and functional. They require them to be proofed, usually with loads that are way out of spec, way over pressure, figuring if they don't fail with that, they won't fail with, standard loads. So with what we've got here, I want to give this one. This is the standard directory of proof marks. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name, and it was translated into English by this R.A. Steindler. Okay, this is the only European proof mark book I am aware of that is in the English language. And it's not complete by any means, as you're about to find out. But it can help you figure out what you've got, or if you need a custom appraisal, I can help you figure out what you've got simply by using this book. So the first thing you would do, FN is a Belgian company, and it's done by country, not by manufacturer necessarily. So you come here, Belgium is on the proof marks are on 126. It does give a short history before that of proof marks. Now, one of the other things you're going to battle with proof marks is a lot of times the guns have been refinished, or the proof marks were never stamped in all that deep to begin with. Okay, so sometimes it's hard to tell what's what on these. So we come here to page 126 in this case, and we see this mark here, and it looks like a square base or a diamond-shaped base with a shaft on it. And you read here, it's called the Perron mark or Perron. Let's see here. Let's see, it's supposed to be on the chamber. Muzzle-loading shotguns, breech-loading shotguns, guns with rifled barrels which are found acceptable after proof. And if you look, and this is where the picture is going to come in handy, we have the Perron mark. So that's right there on the receiver. It's not up on the barrel, but it is on the receiver. Okay, so we go back. We see what else we got. So we know that was proofed at Perron. Or with Perron, or by Perron, or whoever it is. Okay, then we have the next one you'll see here is a crown over an E, LG with a star. These could be found in two different sizes, but again, this is on, let's see, it's right here, rifled barrels after a singled proof. So, and sometimes they would fire multiple proofs. You find the crown, ELG star symbol right there. Then on both the receiver and the barrel, you find a star, excuse me, that's a lion over a PV, Paul Victor. And this mark is found on the barrels and locks of breech loading shotguns after a voluntary semi-smokeless proof. Early smokeless powders were sometimes called semi-smokeless. Then here's where it comes into on barrels and the most important action parts after a single proof with 3 proof loads producing in excess of 50%. So let's say this gun, and Europe does it differently, but let's say this gun was rated for 50,000 psi, then it would have to the rounds would have to produce 75,000 psi and prove that this gun is okay to sell. Then we have a star over an X on both, but if we go up on the barrel, we have a crown over an R. And the crown over an R right here. Long guns. It just says it should be on long guns. So everything's matching up here. The star over an X is not on. Is not in the book. Don't know what it means. If anybody does know what it means, I'll take the information. But that's. But this book is telling us every one of these proofs is supposed to be here. So they do match up. The reason I'm going through all this is this gun has something really, really strange on it, and I have not been able to figure out why. But I'm going to bring it back down here into focus, and you'll see you have a front sight. A pretty nice front sight. But there's no provision for a rear sight. It's only drilled and tapped for scope mounting. And now in 1951, while scopes were starting to become available, they were certainly not the norm. So I wonder sometimes if this gun didn't start life out as something else with a barrel-mounted sight, and then it was later changed to this, because there is no provision for a standard open rear sight on this gun, unless there was some kind of a rear sight made that would screw onto the, front of the receiver. But other than that, it's typical Mauser action. If you wish to take the bolt out for cleaning or maintenance, you just pull back on this little lever right here. Out she comes. You see your gas relief holes there in the bottom. I'm not going to strip the bolt down. There's plenty of websites out there where you can see that done. Decent. It doesn't really have that two-stage pull of the military trigger. It is a heavy pull, but it's not bad. I haven't weighed it, but it is a heavy gun, for a standard stalking rifle. What my intention for this is, and next year I hope to, I've got some ground in Wyoming that I've been given permission to prairie dog hunt on. I hope to turn this into a varmint round. 257 Roberts was kind of seen as a dual purpose cartridge in its day. I have a 25-06, which I dearly love, which if I'm going to stalk hunt or walk through the woods or whatever, I'm going to carry the 25-06. It's probably about 2 pounds lighter than this, maybe even more. I envision this gun, because it's so heavy, being a nice long-range varmint gun. So when I have a couple of guns that were purchased. We used to have access to it was about 600 acres in eastern Washington that was full of rock chucks. For those of you in the east, groundhogs. And we lost access to that when an outfitter leased it up, and it's now $1,000 a day just to get on the same ground we used to be allowed to hunt, just to thin the things out for the rancher. So we don't go over anymore. So I do have that prairie dog town, which I've been given permission to hunt on. So we will be, hopefully next year we'll be able to take this over and give it a little bit of a workout. But I just wanted to cover proof marks, because if you send me a request, it is imperative, especially if you don't know what it is, or even if you do know what it is is imperative that I have pictures of these proof marks, because if I don't, my chances of being able to tell you what you have are slim and none. So if you're going to do a custom appraisal request, please, please, please include pictures of these proof marks on European guns. For now, as always, I thank you for watching. The YouTube channel and the website wouldn't exist without you. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to post them here on YouTube, or you can certainly send us direct emails on the Contact Us page through the mygunvalues.com website. Those emails all come directly to me, and then I disseminate them out to the other people as needed. So depending on the nature of your question, it may or may not be me who responds. So with that, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day.